The Simpsons.EXE is a FNAF fan game made by AwesomeXD in December of 2024. It's made for a 2-week game jam in a small Discord server, and they got second place. I'm honestly surprised this game didn't win because it's surprisingly really good, but you probably wouldn't guess that upon even reading the title. Let's hop in. First cutscene tells you the whole story. Homer Simpson is now evil homer.exe, and we're playing as Bart Simpson. No! We're greeted by this TV and the remote. Using the numbers on the remote changes the channel, and this red button will come into play later. You can also turn around to collect batteries for the remote's power, which depletes over time and by using the red button. After a while, this happens. Homer.exe is spawned in one of the TV channels and you have to find him. He'll disable the red button initially, but he'll give you short windows of time to hit it throughout this entire interaction. Hitting it enough time will make him go away. It's a simple mechanic, but it really puts pressure on the player to find him before he kills you. His timer is pretty lenient, which is especially good for later days. Using the red button on him, like I said earlier, uses up power, which you need to refill by going behind you and clicking on batteries. The next character that shows up is Bart, for some reason. Clicking on him and it'll be teleported back to the Bart dimension. I don't know how we're playing as Bart and also fighting against him, but I think that applying logic to this game kind of defeats the point. Final enemy this day is Short Homer.
Don't mind if I do.
He'll hop on in and he'll demand a certain amount of remote battery. Click on him to give it to him and he'll run away. Overall, he's pretty easy to deal with, but his presence can be intimidating on later days. This is one of many lenient but very pressuring mechanics in this game that demands you to manage your battery properly. You can actually give battery to him even if you don't have enough, and it'll lower how much he asks you for that by that much. With that said, day 2 is complete.
Simpson, Homer Simpson, he's the greatest guy in history.
Homer.exe is turning angry and going into a second phase, Inverted Homer. Inverted Homer is an alternate version of Homer.exe. He'll spawn in with a blue flash and he'll appear on a TV channel, but it only takes one button press to get rid of him. And he doesn't disable the button at all. He has a much shorter time to compensate. He will appear on his own at the start of this day, but Homer.exe will continue to appear later on. Overall, he's not too bad, but he still applies good pressure. Next Homer on the menu is Orifice Homer. He'll spawn evil batteries occasionally behind you, and if you click on them, you will not gain any battery and he'll instead be more angry. If you keep clicking on batteries, then he'll get so angry he'll kill you, so don't do that. He'll go down over time, but he'll spawn more batteries the higher his difficulty is. If you hover over the batteries, they'll show if they're fake or not, so it preys upon you panicking more than anything. But if you stay calm and take your time, he won't be a big issue. These are all the new Homers for this day, but it still keeps you on your toes, being a much more chaotic version of day 1, but overall it's pretty manageable.
From the out of Springfield, he's about to hit a chestnut tree.
Day 3 introduces us to Rotten Homer, a result of Homer getting the radiations. This is one of the toughest Homers in my opinion. He'll jump in front of you and you'll have to turn behind you to the other room. The longer he stays in front of you, the more he'll fill up this rot meter. Once the day is ended, the rot meter turns into overtime. The bigger the meter is, the more time you'll have to spend playing even more of the day. That's why it's important to react immediately once he pops up or you'll regret it later. Scary Homer is another threat on this day. He acts like Homer.exe and Inverted Homer because he'll appear on the TV channels with a green flash and a sound cue. While he's active, he'll keep adding to a permanent cap onto your battery. This scary cap lowers how much battery you can carry around for the rest of the day. The thing is, there's no way to get it back to normal. Battery gets more important to manage as the days go, so it's super important to deal with Scary Homer immediately above all other characters so it doesn't get out of hand. The last new Homer this day is thankfully not nearly as complex. Upside down Homer will be, well, upside down in the room behind you. He'll rotate over time trying to turn right side up, at which point he will kill you. Just click on him to revert his progress. He's pretty easy to deal with, but it is another thing to keep track of.
Simpson, Homer Simpson, he's the greatest guy in history.
Day 4 has an even more sinister threat than any other Homer from before. Shadow Homer. He'll act as a huge wrench in the gameplay loop as he limits your sight. He'll stay in the TV room and you'll have to put your eyes in his field of vision in order to see more. When your vision isn't on Shadow Homer, it will shrink over time. It really provides an interesting challenge never seen before, and it's actually unique to just Day 4. Makes things like the TV and collecting batteries harder because you're darting between the remote and the TV screen all the time, and you really have to search for batteries now due to your limited vision. It's a tough obstacle, but it makes this day stand out a lot. Apparition Homer is your standard "don't move when he appears or you die" mechanic. I usually despise these mechanics, but he gives a good grace period for moving your mouse, and he has a lot of warning before his anti-movement system kicks in, so I think his implementation isn't bad. It's a good idea to move your mouse onto Shadow Homer right before he kicks in, that way you'll still gain sight while Apparition Homer is still staring you down. The last Homer of this day is Homer Tool. The room will turn red and a power block will appear. You need to click the power block 3 times to get rid of him, or he'll get you after a few seconds. This quick reaction mechanic brings some more spice into the gameplay loop, but it is unlike anything else seen in this game thus far, and the theming is pretty fun. It's based on one of MX's moves from the original Pillar Chase 2, which I thought was pretty neat. The gameplay loop is still pretty fun and chaotic, while not being too difficult as long as you get your bearings across. Orifice Homer, the one with the fake batteries, is especially dangerous on this day due to his fake batteries being more common and the darkness working in his favor. But again, it's best to take your time. Overall, still a solid, fun loop.
Homer Simpson.
The final day gives rise to the most powerful, evil Homer yet, Lord Homer. When he appears, a bunch of donuts will jump onto the screen. Quickly grab the normal donuts and avoid the evil donuts. If you get all the normal donuts, he'll leave, but if you hit the evil donut, the house gets set on fire. I'm pretty sure you'll die after some time, but I'm not 100% certain. Our is not too bad, but he's once again another tough wrench that gets occasionally thrown into the loop. The loop in general is making sure you have a good amount of batteries to traverse the TV and deal with homer.exe, Inverted Homer, and Scary Homer especially. That way you won't forget about them and end up dying, and you won't lose too much of your max battery. Make sure to react immediately to Rotten Homer when he appears. Take your time with the batteries so you don't piss off Orifice Homer by accidentally taking his fake batteries. And keep tabs on Short Homer and Upside Down Homer, which are lenient characters, but they're still lethal if you put them off for too long. Thankfully, our good friend Shadow Homer is not active here, because that would have made this day absolute hell. Overall, day 5 will take you a few tries, but it's pretty doable once you got it all figured out.
Simpson, Homer Simpson, he's a chestnut tree.
We beat day 5, but oh no! Lord Homer has other plans for poor old Bart Simpson. Oh, never mind. And with that, the Simpsons.EXE comes to a close. A game with a more serious tone I doubt could really pull off the same stunts that this game does, which really makes me appreciate this game. It's disappointing to see joke FNAF fan games use the excuse that they're a joke to throw in unfair or just terrible, boring gameplay. I love to see joke games that actually use the opportunity of a silly tone to actually try out creative ideas, and this game does that extremely well. The Simpsons.EXE knows exactly what it is and runs with it without hesitation. Each Homer is very distinct, both in terms of design and mechanics, and they each bring something to the table that's both chaotic and manageable, but not too out of the blue that it overshines every other character. The game clearly has so much love put into it, and it has some good humor to boot. For a game made in 2 weeks, I'm impressed. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. I recommend it for anyone wanting a good light-hearted FNAF fan game that has a solid challenge to it. Make sure to play this game and play my Bigfoot FNAF fan game that recently came out, links in the description. Have a jolly donut-filled day.
Homer, you are...